should be going.
Hello everyone. Welcome back to Currents of War, Midgeheiim campaign using the Fabula Ultima system, about just a happy, fun time to be in the country of Francain and the kingdom of Amoragal. Nice, chill, sweet time where everyone's doing all right and nothing
Yay!
bad
Yeah, everything's great.
happening. When last we left our heroes, they were in the town of Champagan, um, which had a couple of things going on. There was a small incursion of Bretonch troops as part of this giant Goblin Slayer army trying to get Francain on board the Fourth Goblin War. The Bretonch troops are currently stymied by the fact that the knight in town, Sir Sangren, recently passed away, and they can't get his daughter to approve of their war and join it and validify it because she is currently in the town of Melonbury. And until she gets over here, there's no one in this town, the town of Champagan, who can really give them permission to do what they want to do. Um, our heroes also met a friendly blacksmith, Chrétien de Troyes, who tasked them, or asked them rather, to check in on the goblins who live underneath the city, telling them the secret entrance to their little village so that the heroes could bring them some copper weapons to defend themselves and help them possibly prepare for being found out by the Bretonch and, murdered. So our heroes went to check in on the goblins under the city and found that well, they weren't murdered by the Bretonch. They seem to have fallen prey to a specific type of vampirism endemic to fairies known as redcap disease, which has converted all of the goblins in the town to redcaps, fairy vampires, essentially. Um, with the Redcaps going to bed until nightfall, at which point they plan to enact an attack on the town, our heroes have a precious few hours to prepare and try and slay all these vampiric goblins before they give the Goblin War the best PR it could possibly hope for. And that's where we're going to start off today. You guys emerge from the windmill, a little bit shaken, I imagine, after having
Yeah.
seen a fairly gruesome sight uh, in the cellar city. Um,
The duck did indeed lose her lunch in there.
and so the question is, how does one kill a fairy vampire?
Fairy Sun, of course.
Uh, we should go back and tell the red smith. Um, that could be somewhere we could group up. But also, iron should still kill them. We should get horseshoes. As weird of me as that is to say, we might be able to get shoot. Beck would remember his name because she just met him. But what's the coppersmith's name?
The blacksmith's name, well, I guess he's a coppersmith currently, because of his refusal to work with iron during this whole war. His name is Chrétien de Troyes.
Mr. Detroit should be able to, still be able to make them into something for, I don't know, maybe he can make a club for you, Grugan, or a spearhead for art.
I can't exactly touch that.
Wooden handle. It was just, you got to be careful not to hit it.
I don't think it. Does it matter how far away I am from the iron?
It's
It
a
has to
contact
touch
thing,
you.
right?
You have to be touched by the iron to be burnt by it.
Okay.
Otherwise, God, that'd be a horrifying hazard for a fairy. Like if someone just threw a horseshoe into fairyland and it just starts murdering everything,
Oh
like
God!
a fucking
Just
piece of plutonium, just giving everything cancer by being around.
God, just throw a bunch of ball bearings and it'd be like, yeah, just scattering plutonium.
The humans put another fucking elephant's foot in here again.
No, this time it's a spoon.
Alright. Yeah,
Um,
he makes a face like
I'm not saying you should use it. It's just
he clearly doesn't want to, but it also is a good idea.
also I think silver works, right?
If anyone would like to make a double insight check on what they know about vampires.
I think I did last time since
I don't think we had
I don't
time to
remember.
last time. The red caps happened pretty close to the end of
Oh
things.
yeah, that's right. Okay.
I do have pretty good insight.
I have 8s in everything, so I can always just give it a shot.
Yeah.
Would I have any kind of bonus being a fairy?
I'll give you a +2 to having been told some things about red caps, but only a
Oh,
+2
14.
because there's a lot of superstition buried in there. Some of which has literally become true, but still.
So that'd be a 14 then.
All right, damn, look at us. Okay. Most of you feel pretty confident silver's good. You also know that like people who worship the divine, regardless of pantheon, often have ways to protect and ward off vampires. So the Temple of the Guivia River might be a good bet to check out. But silver works. Specific varieties of wood have to be used to stake a vampire. And you're not sure if that kills them or just paralyzes them. And there might be some other things, but you're pretty confident about silver, being useful.
I'd be able to get you something silver instead, Grugan.
It would probably be better.
But that might be something if you simple for you are just start clubbing things with iron.
I mean,
Well, I mean, aren't you vulnerable to iron too?
Yeah, but I'm not going to be using it. I'm going to be lighting things on fire.
Fair enough.
So where are we
I don't-
heading to, gang?
We are close to the temple. You know, closer to the temple than the smithy. Sorry if I'm talking over anybody too much.
no, you're fine.
Duck's a little. She's visibly shooken by that whole thing.
It's pretty fucked up.
It was pretty fucked up, to be fair. Yeah, if we go to the temple before going back to the blacksmith, it'll look less, I guess, suspicious.
All right, to the temple you go. When you get to the Temple of the Guivia River, the first thing that strikes you is that around the temple are these 6 stone dragon heads. But as you approach the dragon head, you realize that they're moving, perhaps very slowly, but they're all moving sort of independently, and like they have little articulate marble eyes that seem to move and scan the way a living thing's eyes would move and scan as it's looking around. But 2 at the front of the temple look at you, and open their jaws and elicit a sort of musical howl, kind of like a trumpet, which makes the doors of the temple swing open to welcome you inside.
Those look like clockwork or enchanted stone.
They're roll double insight check, and how much experience do you have with wizards?
I think that might be up to you to say. I don't know if Duck really.
Then I'm going to
Oh, she
say
would have had
very
to learn
little.
from somewhere.
You probably that. Well, I mean, you're a fairy. You've picked up ways to do
Yeah.
certain magic spells. Even though fairy spell casting is a bit different than wizard spell casting.
An 8.
So roll a double insight check, difficulty 12.
An 8.
You think that's some sort of weird magic bullshit?
As we're walking in, Duck will just be like, "But the dragon slayers in town. I was worried those were going to be like mounted heads or something."
As you get into the temple, you see a very large mounted head of a dragon.
Oh,
At the in fact, like when you go in the temple, there's rows of like pews. Very Catholic, so I'm going to describe this in Catholic terms. I apologize, my listeners. So you see rows of pews, and at the front is an altar with a pulpit and all of that. Behind the pulpit, there is a statue of a knight with spiked armor, and above the knight there is this large, very old stuffed head of a dragon. It looks to be an aquatic dragon of some sort, probably a Guivir, given the name of the temple. And you realize it is very similar in overall physiology to the stone dragon heads outside.
Okay.
There are a couple of clerics of various freshwater deities wearing robes that are blue, shades of blue and turquoise and green, with little holy symbols related to various water gods. Notably, they're not big name gods like Poseidon. They're small name gods because this is a church of rivers and streams and ponds and lakes of freshwater, which tend to have many sub deities. Like if we're going just with like the Mediterranean pantheon, in addition to Poseidon, you have literally hundreds of nymphs devoted to rivers and lakes and ponds and different parts of the ocean and all of that. And this would be a church that worships those kind of gods, the very localized gods, that don't get the big press of the big names. And there would be some of these gods are, in the tradition of pagan gods, many of them do take after various creatures that live in their domain. So, duck, ironically, there are more than a few that do have some duck-like features. The shrines to them, because there are so many that are being that are worshipped here, are small, and the statues of them are like gashapon figurine size and about quality, like just these little tiny like 2-inch statues of these different gods for people to worship. As you guys stand in the temple, one cleric gets up to you and is like, admiring the big head.
Yeah, kinda.
They say that it attacked our town long time ago, many generations ago, and that Sir George Garson I actually slew it so that it would stop. And when the dragon was brought in, one of the old clerics, cut off the head and then had the hunters mount it, and then place it over the church to ward off evil. Because, say what you will about a dragon, they can be dangerous, but they tend to keep other things that are dangerous away. And then somebody was clever enough to rig it up. Hey, Lucas, can you get? We got visitors. Oh, all right. And a cleric in the back goes to the back of the pulpit and strokes a slightly discolored rock. at which point it glows with magic runes, and water projects out of the dragon's mouth.
What
They
does?
rigged it up so it could water.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right now where that's just the one we do for show, but they can actually shoot out boiling water at people, so it's a good defensive mechanism. And that inspired us to put the gargoyles outside.
Gurken's just like he's listening politely, but he's also like, God damn, humans are fucking weird. What the fuck? And
Anyway, sorry, I'm a chatterer. Is there any god that you're here to worship?
Oh yeah, our friend here, and he's gonna point directly at Flavian. He came to look at the statue.
Oh, yeah, come with me. And he takes Flavian by the hand and drags you over to the George Garston statue.
Let's say hi to Grandpa.
The statue depicts a knight, in a very old school style of armor, circa 100, possibly 200 years ago. That's covered with these very long steel spikes. The knight holds a lance with the pointy end facing down in one hand, and the other hand is sort of outstretched and cupped as if to let someone take it and lift them up. And you notice as you approach it that there's a sort of leak from around the visor of the helmet. That there's something sort of trickling out. Do you look closer?
Yeah.
In a not so subtle signal about the nature of these times you live in, the statue of George Garston is crying tears of blood.
So what's going on with that feature there? He points to the eyes.
It seems like it's got some schmutz on it, and he reaches into his pocket to get a handkerchief and blots it, and then brings it back. And he looks close. Uh-oh. I guess that can't be good. And he keeps trying to blot it out. No, that's just... Lucas? What? Is the statue supposed to cry blood? No? Well, it is. The fuck?
Well, it is.
The second cleric comes like, oh my god, oh, okay, I'll do... I mean, he dabs the kerchief and immediately sees it just keeps going. Oh, that can't be good. And soon, more of them are clustered around, all looking at it first in disbelief, and then, when they accept what it is, realizing, oh, this is not a great omen, is it?
That kind of looks at Grugan and Runshare and just like, should we tell them?
No.
Almost like,
I'm
okay,
out of here.
so a body bleeds in the presence of its murderer, right? Yeah, but it's not a body; it's a statue. And also, he died like 100 years ago. Well, his son's in town. Do you think his son offed him? No, he was killed by a dragon! And as they're arguing, the first one talks, he's like, oh, is this all you were here for? I apologize that our statue is, leaking rust. If it were D&D, he'd have to roll a deception check.
Like, again, Duck's just kind of like trying to huddle up with the other two that are there since Art's still outside, right?
Mm-hmm.
just like, so okay, that's trippy. Something starts crying blood. It's either because Granson's there, or maybe the vampires underground, right beneath this.
He's probably, I don't know much about this human religion crap. He might be trying to warn people that shit's gonna happen. He seemed like the kind of dude to do that. Dude is now a Fey word, just so you can
It totally is.
so you can make that canon.
I was when I was writing the second Wizard School mystery books, I had written the word okay, and I was like, oh, that probably shouldn't be canon. I should go and scrub that. And then I was like, wait, did I use that in the first one? And then I looked and it was there, and I was like, oh fuck, god damn it, William. Oh, you shouldn't have done that. Oh, you should have caught that. Ah, shit. Well, now okay is canon, so I guess I can use it. But I'm gonna feel bad about it.
I love anachronisms.
Yep.
I mean, the first book has an elevator in like chapter 3, so like you can't take it too seriously. But I do try to pepper in some like old timey speech stuff, for flavor. Sweet, delicious flavor. But also, I guess people can say okay. Why the fuck not? And I guess now we can say dude.
Dude. I tried not to say it, but it came out.
I mean, to be fair, like I said Jesus Christ several times in No Small Feat, and I feel like that's not canon. This is actual play. This is first draft. And I use some words in first drafts that I then later go, no, I should change this. Because it's not within the voice of this series and time. Although apparently I forgot when it came to fucking okay. So it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine.
We'll get over it.
So yeah. And it's not like medieval lit nerds are ever gonna read this series, so we're really fine.
And if they do,
The nightmare I have of a medieval scholar looking at me and saying like, "I thought you'd be better than this, having talked to you." It'll never happen, ever.
if they do, I'll just punch you in the nuts. I'll find you and I'll punch you in the nuts. I'm casting that into the internet.
I think I was psychologically scarred by the medieval saga congress I went and heard just all these scholars just ripping apart Eragon, for being like complete unresearched bullshit when it comes to its vaguely medieval fantasy setting. They were right to, but like still made me paranoid. Oh, I don't want them to do that to me.
Aragon deserved it.
It did though. What were we doing? Oh, we were in a church to get vampire stuff.
Blood tears.
Blood, get a bucket of blood.
Yeah, you did. Go ahead and ask about that.
Wait, I'm supposed to get the tears?
We were gonna ask about vampires and what we could do against them. And also, you were here to look at the statue.
That is true. That is one part of my evil plan. Get you to see that your grandpappy's sad, even though he's dead.
Blood. Yeah, that's definitely blood. Speaking of blood, my fair friars,
All of them look at you horrified at that segue.
Blood is what vampires are after, right?
Yeah? Kind of by definition, yeah.
Yeah, I kind of came here because, well, truth be told, I kind of have a phobia of vampires. I know they're not. Everybody tells me they're not that common and everything, but I just need to feel safe. Like
Oh,
this
I
seems like the
understand you.
best place to come about for vampire.
I understand you
Right.
totally. Lucas has the same phobia. What? No, I don't. Every night I hear you moaning, oh, vampires, coming for me, please. Yes, I'm afraid of them.
Jesus. Lord.
Yes, so if you want precautions against vampires? Well, it's an excellent place to come to, actually. We produced a vast amount of holy water for our ceremonies.
Interesting.
How vast?
And he takes you all to a room, and you find literal barrels of the shit. We have a lot of water-based ceremonies with the river. We've got the gargoyles rigged up so they blow it out.
Do they now?
Yeah, Duck again leans over to Grugan, or I guess goes on to tiptoes, and just going, "What are with these fucking humans? They're so weird."
Yeah. I'm uncomfortable standing in this building. There's something wrong about it. No offense to anybody who's actually religious, unless you're that kind of religious, which full offense.
Yeah, we could part with at least one of these.
Oh, that would be so appreciated. My friends kind of have a little vampire phobia too. They won't admit it though.
You'll also need do we have any hawthorn around? Yeah, and some ash too. Useful for a variety of things, and vampires. Lucas, do you mind getting some? Yes, I'd love to get rid of the ash and hawthorn wood that we have. We should give them all the seeds that we keep too, for counting. And you get a large pile of ash and hawthorn wood. So, if you make these into stakes, just a sharpened stick, and plunge it into the vampire's heart, that'll paralyze it, which allows you to cut off the head, stuff the mouth full of garlic, and light the whole thing on fire.
Does it
Alright.
not take if you skip a step?
Oh, you gotta do all of it. And you have to make sure they don't see the light of the full moon. Oh, yeah, that's right. You have to make sure the ashes do not see the light of the full moon, or they might respawn.
Why do you need a stake to paralyze them? Couldn't you just also take out the legs entirely?
I mean, you could, but you'd have to be really good at hacking through limbs. And, the cleric looks at you, Flavian, and bites their tongue. It might be difficult.
Yeah, that's fair.
Damn.
Called out immediately.
This cleric is stone
Right.
cold.
Friar Lucas is just keeping up all of their anti-vampire provisions. Isn't that all of our stuff? Don't worry, they need it more than we do. We have garlic bulbs. Do you want the garlic bulbs? You want the garlic bulbs. We should get those out of our church, out of my bedroom.
Grugan's just back there and he hears that and he just heaves a sigh. Like, why?
You got to stuff the garlic in the mouth. That overwhelms their senses, so that when you've cut off the head, they can't use any vampire hypnotism to sort of make you stop. And then you got to burn it all to ash, and then bury the ashes where the moon can't touch it, and then you're good to go. No more vampire problem.
Is there a more efficient way to do this?
Well, I guess if you want to cause a really big fire, but I'd prefer you not do that in a town I live in. And even then, you can't be sure if they're going to stay, underground or hidden from the moonlight if you do a big fire, because, what if they scramble out and burn up in the woods and then just come back a month later?
What's the holy water do to them again?
Burns them horribly. It just melts the skin right off their face. You could probably kill one by just dunking it in a barrel. Yeah, you could do that. You can make like a vampire dunk tank. It'd be fun. You could watch him dissolve.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Kinda fucked.
Oh yeah, it'd be really fucked. Can we stop talking about killing vampires, please? Oh, okay, Lucas, come on now.
Wait, Lucas, are you a vampire?
No.
You sure?
Yeah. Silver's good, although getting a silver weapon might be difficult. And if you believe in any of the deities, feel free to use your holy symbol. That can deter some of them. Although it depends more on their belief than yours.
Would it work if you don't believe in a particular god?
If you have a symbol for a more vague belief, maybe? And one of them steps in. It's actually about the vampire's belief rather than yours. If they believe they're cast out by the gods they worship, they'll suffer for the penalty of seeing the sight of it. There was Father McCullough. You remember Father McCullough? He fought vampires in the past. And there was a Mediterranean vampire that he tried to deter with a symbol of what was his Celtic goddess? Morrigan, the Morrigan, yeah. He tried to use a symbol of the Morrigan. Didn't have any effect on the Mediterranean vampire because he was a worshiper of Juno? Hera. Yeah, that's right, Hera.
Okay. And would I know what might have effect on a bunch of fey vampires? I guess. Bunch of
Same
red
with
cats.
Duck.
Are you asking that or are you thinking that?
I'm asking the GM that.
Same.
Okay. So fairy culture is predominantly a religious. In fact, they're kind of salty about gods because early in Midgeheimer's history, the fairy courts themselves were worshipped as deities.
Okay, yeah, that would.
And so being replaced by deities that actually live up to the concept of what a deity can be is still a wound that kind of pisses them off. In fact, that was ultimately the cause of the Iron War that gave fairies their weakness to iron. The fairies got pissed that humans weren't groveling for them anymore and decided to remind humans of their place, and then promptly got their asses handed to them by humans who had developed Iron Age weapons.
Okay.
And it basically traumatized the Fairfolk courts so badly that all of Fairyland now believes iron is supernaturally powerful, which is why fairies are burned by iron.
So Grugan's gonna look down at Duck and go, I guess you have the right idea about those horseshoes.
Yeah, probably.
I think it's
Not gonna be fun though.
gonna be double powerful there. Somebody else can hold them though.
It's not going to be cheap to get silver weapons or even just to get weapons in silver, but we do have a very skilled blacksmith in town. He'll give you a good rate. It won't be cheap, but it'll be a good rate.
Well, that definitely sounds worth looking into then.
Yep.
Good luck dealing with your vampire phobia. Yeah, make sure to come back and tell me if you actually see a vampire. So you can help, right, Lucas? So you can help, right? Lucas?
Yeah, Lucas, we'll do that. he's gonna walk out the door just mumbling, "God damn, these fucking humans are freaks."
Is that what Art hears, like, as you walk in?
You get the goods?
Yeah. And a lot
Good.
of other things that I didn't need.
So we
You
you guys get a barrel of holy water, a shitload of hawthorn ash to make weapons out of, some garlic, enough garlic to a lot of garlic actually, as well as several pouches, let's say 3 apiece, of seeds, which when scattered will force a vampire to count them all before it can do anything else.
Oh yeah.
So, when everyone else is leaving, Duck will kind of hang back and just, not even like taking too much time. She'll take one of the ducks she pilfered from the toy store and just put it on one of the appropriate, the duck themed shrines.
Aww.
Like one of the river shrines.
The offering was accepted.
You said that.
Nobody.
Nobody.
It was nobody the entire time.
Odysseus slips out of the temple with duck in hand.
Oh no.
What have you done?
Sorry, we have to go rescue.
I'm kidding. He's been dead a long time. Or has he?
Nobody knows.
Oh,
He
okay.
got lost on the river Styx.
Where are we going to next, gang?
I guess we're gonna go get some horseshoes, unless anybody else has an idea.
I think if we're getting horseshoes, I nominate Art and Flavian because
Yeah, I'm
me
not
and
touching
Grugan, we're not
those.
touching those.
I'll touch the horseshoes. You keep that holy water away from me as much as you physically can.
Oh yeah, good point.
The only reason I didn't go in with you was because I figured it'd be blow our cover if I stepped in and immediately turned into a pillar of fire.
Is that a thing that can happen?
So holy places tend to not like undead, right?
Can't you spring to life in a holy place?
No, I was reawoken in a mausoleum in a place I wasn't even supposed to be buried. I'm breaking like
And
10 of the rules.
Aren't you on like a mission from God or something?
I'm on a mission of myself. God has told me nothing. I'm on an oath ice war.
Weird.
The most divinity I had was the fortune teller with her card, and I thought about going in to confront it, and I was sitting there for 10 minutes, and then you guys came out, and I'm like, oh, well, I guess I'll do that after we kill the vampires.
Fair enough, I suppose.
Yeah, sorry, that was just me, the player, going for the low-hanging fruit.
Oh, you're fine. You good.
Hey, what do you think it meant for that statue to be bleeding?
Well, I was
A
telling
statue?
Grugan.
Where was
Oh.
it bleeding?
From the eyes.
George Garston the First.
Oh, shh.
Crying bloody tears doesn't seem like a good thing.
Like, looks to Flavian. Look, I told you, man. We have almost permission now.
Yeah, what?
You know, the thing, he says, doing the cutthroat gesture. And, like, nods ahead towards the market district where a certain fatherly figure may be.
Oh,
Your grandpa
that's
wants
an
us to kill your
interesting
dad.
sign. An interesting interpretation of it, but
Well, so I only heard once of a tale of a bleeding statue, and it was because people were doing wrong, and the divine was like, not fucking happy about that. And I did it as this grave warning before this big disaster. Now we're trying to stop the disaster, but it could be about, the same reason why I'm up and fucking around. So, like, one could interpret that as a sign of we have divine blessings to do what needs to be done, but just not at this current time. Because we have another mission. We gotta go get the first job done to warn the people. You have to appreciate my leaps of logic. I barely follow them.
well, let's deal with this vampire thing first.
Yes, baby steps. So did you learn anything about them down in the church? They gave you so much stuff.
Apparently, incredibly complicated to kill a vampire permanently. It's not even a permanent thing.
Yeah, we can get as close as we can, though.
I guess that's all you can ask at the end of the day.
But I can imagine that beating them with iron is going to help a lot. I'm going to feel weird about it, but I'm going to do it.
I mean, we might be able to scrounge up enough to, silver to add a silver edge to your axe. Or
So,
silver spear
wait.
point for hurt.
I'm not worried as much about that. I got some own tricks up my sleeve. Ones I haven't shown you yet. I got a thing I want to try. Tried to do it in the town back there, but I completely goofed it.
Actually, I have an idea for the holy water. Give me a few minutes, and Duck will disappear into the market and go see if she can pilfer a bunch of glass bottles to make holy water flask grenades or something. Easier than lugging a barrel around.
Yeah, who would lug a barrel around an entire campaign?
Couldn't be me. It's not in this art.
Or Charles.
That's what I was going for. But yes, also one share with the giant jars.
Oh god, yeah. One had dirt, the other has corpses. And we got a barrel of water.
Not just corpses, a variety of meat and spices.
The three elements: dirt, water, and meat.
So what I'm hearing is one of the best soups you can get.
I love a soup with dirt in it.
Yeah, delicious.
Well,
Dirt
see,
soup.
my favorite dirt is salt.
Oh, look at Mr. Clever over here, bringing in the salt, schooling me with his salt is dirt theory. Anyways,
Son of a fuck.
God damn it.
Okay, let's go to market and talk to the crazy horseshoe man.
As quick break because Steam's walking his dog, and I almost forgot to tell this, and I would kick myself if I didn't. So in the Tiny Toons reboot,
There's a Tiny Toons reboot? What?
I know, right? There's a Tiny Toons reboot. Apparently, it debuted like 2 years ago. It's already had 2 seasons.
Why?
They made Babs and Buster Bunny siblings,
Yep.
and apparently, they really hammer in with their siblings. Which, if we take the original as canon, means that these two siblings, these two blood relations from the same mother and father, spent a very long time, at least 1 year, telling everyone they know, all of their friends and, teachers, that they had no relation to each other. They were not blood related in any way.
Mhm.
And went to prom together. And now that they're too close to everybody else for anyone to, cut them off socially, they're admitting that they're siblings.
Do they drink Folgers coffee?
Like who? Oh, who didn't think about the optics of that? Who didn't think about that?
I can't believe it came out in like 2023 or whatever. God damn. No one's
At
talked
Acme
about it.
University, we all are very inbred.
Oh no.
Bum, 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 bum,
Yeah,
bum, bum.
I don't know why no one has talked about the incest Tiny Toons reboot.
Because
It's
it's
a
got
I
mystery.
think that might be why.
Yeah.
Anyways, I just wanted to share that specifically,
Thanks.
and now it's recorded, so everyone can know.
Thank
I'm
you.
sorry, Maple Samurai.
Thank you for this donation to future generations.
Yep, for posterity.
By the way,
Seems lucky.
he really is. By the way, TT,
Mm-hmm.
did you build that War Greymon figure type of thing?
The what?
Sort of like the new Zoids figure, but the War Greymon. Essentially.
I haven't. I've considered it, but I have 2 very large Zoids, 2 Gundams, and 2 Kiryus that I've been needing to build for over a year now. Especially that Gojulus. That Gojulus takes up like half my closet, and I just haven't put it together yet because I know it's gonna building the Berserk Fury took 2 days. And I have a second one that's of the Berserk Fury, the Sturm Tyran, the red Berserk Fury. So that's gonna take just as long. And the Gojulus kit is so fucking huge. And yeah, I'm not putting together the big cannons on his back because I don't want them, but that's gonna be an experience. That's gonna be like a week-long project. So
Maybe even more.
I wanna build them. I wanna have them and look at them and be like, look at my pretty models. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. And because of that, whenever I look at a new model kit, I'm like, oh, that looks cool. But half my closet though, I can't in good conscience allow myself to buy this.
Okay. Main reason I was asking it is because maybe you knew how many pieces were in it, because I didn't. I was like, okay, maybe I can build it while. Oh no, there are too many pieces to build during this D&D.
Yeah, I bet there's a lot.
Yeah,
I bet there's a
that's
lot.
like you need a full.
Well, and if it's from the same people who made that Machine Dramon kit, there's probably some really tricky shit to do in putting them all together. Like assembling Machine Dramon's neck was really involved because of the fact that it's not actually jointed. It's got wires that you have to bead everything through, basically.
Bruh. That's crazy.
Welcome to model hobbying.
Oh, hobbying is crazy. I still need to finish my Rev Raptor.
I gotta make that Sturm Tyran because my poor Berserk Fury has been holding that shelf all by himself. And he's got the 2 little raptors, but he still looks so lonely without his co-mate. Okay, so while we wait for Scene, I should ask, how are we getting to the smithy from the temple? Are we just cutting through the mark? district?
Yeah,
Oh,
I think
maybe go south of the round. But sorry, I'm going to cut you off. Sorry.
that's right. I think that some of us were going into the market to get horseshoes, and the rest of us were going to go to the smithy in some way. Is that correct, or?
Yep, I think it was me and Flavian were gonna go get the horseshoes because the horseshoes aren't inherently dangerous to us.
All right. Then for those of you going around, since we're waiting on Scene to get back.
Scene just got back.
Oh, hey, there we are. Shit. Okay. So if we're splitting up the two teams, which team wants to go first?
Team Horseshoes can.
Team horseshoes. Okay, come on, Flavian, let's go be Team Horseshoes.
All right. Quite excellent. Drop yourselves on the map.
Bada
I'll delete
bing,
your old selves.
bada boom. We're gonna go fighting some horseshoes. Got my clever disguise on so they can't tell I'm a skeleton.
All right, so as you're heading towards the horseshoe, guys, there is a poof of green smoke as Ross Weber claps Flavian on the back. Oh, buddy, how you doing?
Oh, you again.
Yeah, it's me, your pal, your boon companion, your mentor in the ways of fleecing the rubes. I noticed you were kind of choking a little bit on talking to dear old dad.
Oh no.
And I was struck with human sympathy, because my father and I, we don't get along very much, and neither did my mentor figure and I. He called me a useless little shit several times a day. But these relationships are important, and I was like, obviously making this connection, that's gotta be tough, a lot of feelings. Probably worried about whether or not you'll live up to his expectations. He'll live up to yours. There's got to be a lot of feelings in there, and I can understand why you might have choked a little bit on the approach, which is why I've done you a solid.
What did you do?
He's right here, and he poofs away. At which point, very large, imposing knight, with two other slightly less large but still very imposing knights, approaches you and says, "Well, you must be the merchant that Ross Weber spoke so highly of, the one who's given me this beautiful new cloak."
What did he say?
This beautiful new cloak, the one who's gifted this to me.
Does he have the cloak?
He's got this, very dramatic red cloak, that you can tell at a glance, like has runes embroidered into it that make it proofed against fire.
Yeah. I mean, I just took one look at you and I knew red was your color.
And he knocks the knight in dark clothing. You get the fuck out of here. Okay. The knight in darker armor. For those listening and not seeing that at home, I just said that to a little farmer NPC who was in the way of me getting this organized the way I want to. You two also get the fuck out of here.
Just imagining that George Garston is backhanding them and they're flying across the map.
Get the spread out of here.
Red's our color, isn't it? Isn't it? The color of Bretons. Isn't that right, Gressley? Yes, sir. It is the nation's color of choice. Well, I must say, the craftsmanship of this is quite well. It's very good work, sir. It's been a while since I've had a proper fireproof cloak. They They have so much trouble holding up the Dragonfire, but I can tell just looking at it, this is expertly crafted.
Well, sometimes you get a lucky break with these sort of things.
George Jr. Turns his head and is like, "Didn't I see you two at the well earlier?"
You did.
Well, yes.
Well, yes, you hear that, Sonny? And he smacks George in the shoulder hard enough to dent the armor just a little bit. That's the kind of quick wit a real man has, isn't it, George? Yes, father.
What a dick.
Well, sir, what's the name of the man I have to thank for my new cloak?
Well, I am Flavian Pascal.
Flavian Pascal. Well, that's a very Frankish name. You know, you are one of the first Frankish people I've seen give us an actual proper welcome.
Well, I think I heard through my family mention one time that they might have had some business with you, so I thought it is, I'd keep up a family tradition of making sure we pay you a favor.
Oh, quite excellent. What did my family do for yours?
You fucked my mom.
You
fucked my mom, George Starsky?
I'm sorry. There was an opportunity. I had to take it.
Well, I believe my mother said you presented her an opportunity to increase her social standing.
One man named Pascal. Oh, well, that wouldn't be your mother's name. Would that be your father's last name? Do you know your mother's maiden name?
Her maiden name is Pascal.
Oh! That's unsavory. Well, perhaps it's a different custom here in Francaine, sir. Well, I mean, it's something amongst the nobility, I suppose. So, a lot of people do like to keep them alive, keep the family tree pruned of stray branches. The Dark Knight turns his eyes to Arthur and says, "Sir, you have a soldier's bearing about you.
Retired, but yes.
Have you thought about getting back in the game, as it were?"
I'm a bit too old. A couple of injuries, too many scrapes working, helping out merchants like this.
Too old?
Stay safe.
Too old? I'm pushing 300, lad. You're never too old for a good scrum.
Fair enough. Currently, I'm on contract to keep good Flavian here safe on the roads. Francaine's a little more brutish than it is back home.
We Garstons are no strangers to mercenary work, even if some of us take it far more often than they should. There's a lot of good cases of dragon slaying that you do for the common folk, Father. Not a lot of very respectable ones, I'm afraid. The Black Knight ignores the awkward familial moment and says, "Well, sir, if you would wish to further bring honor to your country, please consider enlisting in our cause. I'm Sir Bruno Gressley of Heratshire."
It's a pleasure.
And he offers a hand for you to shake.
Art will take it in his, look for a minute, and go with. And I've had some thoughts on this. Bart Carpenter, but my friends call me Art.
Very good name, sir.
Thank
it's
you.
common folk who truly do build up a strong and noble human race.
Appreciate that.
Well, Flavian, Pascal, is it? I apologize for not remembering, your mother. What was her name again?
What did I say her? Did I ever say what her name was? I don't even remember.
You mentioned her last name was Pascal. I don't think you did.
I just, in the past, did I ever say what her name was?
I don't. Well, let me check my notes. I probably have it in my notes if you have. If not, that's a fun thing we get to make up. We do not have a name for your mother yet, but we do know that she lives in Melonbury with your grandfather. Do you have a French name in mind, or can I just assign her one at random?
Let's go Marianne.
Marianne, that's a lovely name.
Find French at birth.
Marianne Pascal. I shall think on it. I'd like to know what it brings good luck to my door. Ross Weber says you're a merchant. Enchanted goods as he trades in, I trust?
Yes, I'm working on it.
We're in town for stock, right, boss?
Yes. That's in fact, we're kind of on the look for horseshoes at the moment.
Iron. See? The people of Franke know this goblin scourge needs to be eradicated.
Exactly, yes. We're trying to be prepared, and if there's goblins about, people are going to be wanting those horseshoes, so I gotta get onto these horseshoes quick so I can turn them around for triple the profit.
Well, here, allow me. And he steps in and says, Merchant! And the merchant says, yes, Mr. Carson, sir. Give me all your horseshoes. Oh, thanks. Very generous of you, sir. No, you misunderstand. I am not paying for these. You are giving them to me. What? This is a military requisition. You want goblins killing your family? No. Give us the horseshoes. Okay.
Wow.
And immediately, Breton soldiers begin taking all of this man's stock, and Garston grabs, a crate full and hands it to you. First payment for the cloak. I really do appreciate it.
Wow, thank you very much. Wow.
It's fine men with entrepreneurial spirits like you. That's how we're gonna win this. It seems I'm going to be stuck here until that damn whore in Melonbury gets her ass over here, so if you ever find yourselves in Champagan again, please, bring your wares. I would love to see what other stock like this you can bring to me.
Yes, of course. We won't forget about it, by no means.
And we won't forget you, says Sir Bruno. It's the aid of folks like you that allow a venture like this to be possible.
Alrighty.
Congrats, you got the horseshoes.
Well,
At what cost?
must be nice being a paragon, being able to do all that stuff.
And the knights
have a token
depart
for
unless
them.
you have any further words.
No.
Do Gray and I get 4 Fabula points for all of this?
Yeah, there's 4 villains in a scene.
They
They won't always be clumped up together like they are here.
Yes. So Art doesn't lets go of the grip. He's iron hold tightening onto the pole arm that he's been carrying around. Do you understand why I don't like him, Flavian?
I don't know. Seems kind of nice to be able to just walk around and take whatever you want in life. Not gonna lie.
I mean, yeah, but you're a businessman. look what he did to business.
Well, I guess when you put it like that. But I did say he owed me, and this is part of what I was owed, so I'm not paying that farm or anything.
I'm wanting to see what your friend, and he says it with the quotation marks in his voice, wants in return for that payment of horseshoes. For reuniting you with your paw.
Oh, Ross.
There's a burst of green smoke. It's like, what I want is for him to tell Sir George that he's his kid while I watch with this bag of roasted nuts. I want that dearly, Flavian. I set you up so well. How could you not have a better reunion than that? It's going to happen.
Practically
I'm going to
told him he yoinked my mom, and
You do realize
he's denser than the armor he's wearing.
Hey, careful, that's your old man.
It's true, he is denser than the armor he's wearing. I don't care. He used to be my commanding officer, but not anymore, so...
I suppose if you've gone around boinking that many women for 300 years, it must be easy to forget about them.
Ross looks at you and just says, that's sad, man.
Whatever. I got horseshoes out of this, so...
You're talking about your mom, dude.
Whatever. None of your
She's a
business.
fine lady. All right, well, when you do decide to do it, please tell me. I want to be there with these. And he has a bag of roasted nuts. Not these specific ones, but one like this. I'm going to finish eating these. It's like halfway done already. But I want to be there. To watch. And celebrate with you. If this were D&D, I would roll a deception check.
Oh, I'll make sure the moment will be everything we could possibly dream of, Ross.
The way you say that makes it sound like you're sarcastic, but I'm also sure that it will literally be just that. Anyway, bye! And he pops back into his booth.
I hate him.
I promise this from the bottom of my heart, Flavian. I know I made it. I know I got a goblin war to do, but I want to see that man get his fucking day. Get everything coming to him.
Hard to do that when they have magic on their side.
So do we, Flavian. That's the kicker.
Well, he's not a vampire, I don't think.
No, I think he's just a wizard.
Yeah. He sucks money dry, not blood. Wait, does that make me a form of vampire?
No, I don't think that makes you a form of vampire, mate.
It's an insult to vampires to call them capitalists.
Right, I've been handling the garlic and holy water and stuff just fine.
Yeah, you do that, mate. Just keep it away from me. Well, not the garlic per se. I miss garlic. Can I eat garlic? Can I eat?
You never know until you try.
I hope I can eat garlic. I miss garlic.
Good as being a living dead if you don't live a little, you know?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm not back because it's like, oh, I want to just go, mess around and putz out. That's what vampires do.
Besides, there's nothing more important in life, and I really mean this, even above money, having a good meal.
Somewhere in
You know-
another universe, a black-haired dwarf nods his head in approval.
You know what? I'll take your word for it. We'll have to try something when we get to the end this evening.
Hey, why don't we? You know, we saved ourselves some money here. Why don't we go look around? There might be something interesting.
All right.
Oh, maybe
And
we can
as
go
our
check. We can go check on your best friend.
I meant food.
And as our boys have a fun shopping trip, we return to the blacksmith.
Okay.
Quentin Tatois turns his head as you guys enter his door. Greetings. How were the neighbors below?
He's, the glamour drops, so he just kind of looks at him and shakes his head. Is like, there's Redcaps.
He squints like red caps, those red hats.
Vampires,
Oh,
all of them.
like the shambling corpses in the woods.
Worse.
Oh,
Oh my god, I've been talking the whole time.
have you been muted?
Yep.
Oh my god, Doc, I'm so sorry.
No, I was. The weird thing is, I was going along with what Grugan was saying, so it wasn't weird that no one was replying because I was just backing up what Grugan was saying. So I was just like, okay. Then I tabbed over. Oh, I'm not lighting up when I talk. Shit.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. Nothing like got missed. I was just going like, yeah, just like fairy vampires as you at the same time you said vampires. So it's like nothing was lost. It was just
It's just weird.
Well, we solved it, so that's what matters.
Yeah, I don't know that much about it, but it's there's and he just kind of like stumbles over his words. He's trying not to be the bull in the china shop about this.
Callus.
Yeah.
they drank the whole town dry down there, including the but they're waiting for night so they can attack, and I think they're trying to agitate the goblin slayers for some reason.
You see this man's face just sort of fall the way any decent person's face would fall if they heard about a horrible tragedy affecting people they know. And he sort of like he not carelessly, but drops his tools on his countertop and sort of cradles his mouth in his hand, and he's like, all those good people.
I'm sorry.
Guess the copper came too late.
Hey,
But
Krugen's gonna heft the bag of weapons down from where he was carrying it. It's like, just in case, we can't contain it, I guess. He's like, you've never seen him act like this, Duck. He's the most awkward thing you've ever seen in your life. At least you can arm your other neighbors.
He looks at you, at the weapons you provided. He nods and then looks at your weapons. Your axe isn't gilded with silver.
No.
We
I
have
can do it. And he gestures for you to lend the axe over.
He will.
our. Sorry.
It's really heavy. But he's a
He
blacksmith, so you can
lifts
be able
it
to take
with very little effort.
Yeah, he's a blacksmith. He knows how to do this shit.
He's ripped.
Come at me, Scribbload.
Mm-hmm.
Our friends are coming for the market with horseshoes to make some iron weapons for them that can't handle it.
They alone will make iron for. Anything you want gilded, bring to me.
Then
If I cannot save my neighbors' lives, the very least I can help you ensure that they have a peaceful rest.
An idea to ensure they do stay rested. It's apparently incredibly specific on how to ensure vampires stay dead, but maybe you could help by making like a silver box we can store their ashes in to bury underground.
Simple enough. Perhaps silver lined. And he looks at the wood. It's special wood, right? That vampires need.
Hawthorne is what the priest told us.
I'll build a casket out of this. Line it with silver.
They were incredibly well informed for various reasons.
Well, that's one of the things we keep them around for.
they're also really weird.
He shrugs and nods. Yeah. Well, it's a bunch of guys penting themselves up and swearing off sex. You know, it's going to get like that.
Oh, okay.
Wait, I just realized the way on Share could upgrade his weapons since they're his shields. It's like jewelry, silver jewelry studs pierce through the wing membranes. Silver studs.
That'd be kind of badass.
Also kind of painful.
I mean, for a bit, but afterwards it's going to be badass.
Mayhaps.
Well, thanks for, this and for trying earlier.
Thank you for the same. If
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
if you're willing, I'm willing to. There's a message I need carried to Melonbury. And you seem like able hands to carry it. I'd be willing to pay in addition to all of this.
Well, I don't need any payment, but I'm not gonna speak for Duck.
And our other friends are. One in particular is would be excited to hear the word payment. Almost half expecting that to like summon Flavian.
I saw Flavian's icon just zip across the map for a second. Hey, hold on. You're not making a deal without me. Wait, I'll carry your message.
He reaches under the counter and brings up two different scrolls with like a wax seal. These are for my sons. They're currently soldiers in the service of Dame Sangren. I tried to teach them my trade, but they have their heads full of notions of being knights in shining armor and heroes of the realm, so they signed up to be soldiers to protect the kingdom. They have not been over here in a long time. I want them to know I'm thinking of them.
Mm. I'll bring them to them.
Thank you.
And he's going to be awkward for the rest of the time that the blacksmith is gilding his weapon until the other two get here.
He works with remarkable speed. And your axe is now gilded with silver, which, in addition to making it doubly effective when dealing with vampires, lycanthropes, and other forms of undead cambion, also just gives it a flat +1 bone improvement to its attack and damage output.
Okay.
Is it too late to ask that for my dagger?
Yeah, everyone who wants to get a weapon gelded, this is your chance.
So,
Yeah, sure.
Right. And so it does the 5 extra damage to vampires now too?
So basically, like right now, whatever your weapon normally did for attack and damage, like whatever you rolled for attack and damage, and whatever you rolled for attack, and whatever you add to your high roll for damage, you add a +1 bonus flatly.
Okay.
When you're dealing with vampire or a werewolf or some other undead cambion, so not ghosts, but like anything that has a bit of demon blood in it, that rose from the grave, your damage is now doubled. So it's treated as vulnerable. If it's already vulnerable to your damage, then it's like quadrupled.
Okay.
That shit
Nice,
stacks.
dude. Vampires, werewolves, and what was the third one?
Like any undead that is of demonic origin. So your doppelgangers, your doppelsaugers, anything that rose from the grave because one of its ancestors boinked a demon.
Okay. I'm gonna roll this and see if that's right.
I did as well.
Also, with
Yeah.
all my
Right
weapon
to me.
master stuff, that +1 gave me a 15 to my damage.
Fuck yeah.
God damn it.
As well.
For those of you who are using ranged weapons, he can make you silverhead arrow tips. Silver arrowheads. That's what it's called, William. Silverhead arrow tips. What the fuck?
Yeah. That
What was
works.
that chain of words out of your goddamn mouth? So silver arrowheads.
I didn't think it was weird until you pointed it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. That's what anxiety is. So everyone can get this for their weapon of choice if they so choose.
I think at this time I'm going to choose not. Mostly because I really don't stab people unless if I'm out of moves.
That's fair.
You just tell me to stab them.
Yeah.
All right. You've got about 2 hours left of daylight to get this sneak attack on the vampires going, if you so wish.
Okay. Once the box is
I'm-
ready and everybody else is here,
Should we distribute the holy water in a way?
Yeah. So we're gonna treat holy water as like inventory points.
Okay.
Just in the same way as silver, this is gonna be something where it's like how you use like inventory points to make a fire bomb or whatever. Only in this
Okay.
case, it's a holy water bomb, and it's specifically super effective on vampires and the like.
okay.
Gotcha.
And we're going to, just for the sake of convenience for all of us, say that you have enough for this encounter. to just use it willy-nilly in this encounter as much as you so choose.
So if we just roll an elemental shard, it would be basically the same thing.
Yes.
Okay.
Only with the specification that whatever the damage is, it is doubly effective on these little bastards.
Nice.
Okay, so in their little houses where we last saw them, they all went into slumber. Could we, like, set the houses on fire and then just start peppering them with attacks as soon as they come out? Would they crawl on the walls? Do redcaps crawl on walls?
Probably. If you can think of a vampire doing it, Redcap probably does it.
I've never really sat down and thought about vampires in my life. Or
Yeah.
death.
Well, you better start thinking about ghost stories.
You really should
Yeah,
talk to
don't.
Fire Lucas over at the temple. He'll get you to sit down and think about vampires.
I might go ask him some questions later. About other things, because, you know, usually when you got a guy who knows a lot about one thing, they look into other things and know enough to not be vampires. Assuming I don't catch on fire first time I set foot in a temple.
I mean, you could try dipping your pinky in the holy water, see if, you know, that even does something. I'm not saying you ignite yourself, but
Like I said, the worst it'll do is probably sizzle and boil, and I'll pull my hand out like it's scalding water. And I guess Art will
Also-
take a glove off and put his bare finger in the water of holy.
Doesn't do jack shit.
Oh my
You're
God,
not that kind of undead.
Fair enough. Grayson knows that. Art doesn't.
Well, now Art does.
Now Art does. He's like, oh.
This is why more
weird."
people should stick their hands in things that they think would be acidic to them.
Too many people have all
Same.
their fingers.
Like, do you really know that you're going to be burned by sulfuric acid until you try? I don't think you do.
it just looks like water.
Yeah.
Just looks like water. Coke's got acid in it, and I drink that fine.
So, my French isn't very good, or my Frankish, I guess, in this case. But anyone else thinking that, we're not going to the, we're dealing with vampires, and then the knight in town literally has the name Sir Blood.
So basically what happened is he offered to silver all of our weapons if we wanted.
What does silvering do?
So mechanically in game, whatever your weapon's current stats are, it gets a +1 to its attack rolls and a +1 to its damage. In addition, any damage dealt by that weapon is treated as super effective against vampires, werewolves, and any other form of undead that rose from the grave because their parents boinked a demon. So if we fight a doppelganger again, you're gonna wreck its shit.
Good. I have a grudge against them for some reason.
So, seeing you were able to get like silver bolt tips for your crossbow.
Silver arrowheads that make it same effect essentially. For Mon Cher, I think it would probably be like you know how like there's like that sort of like kind of fancy jewelry like ring armor stuff you can get. I think it would be like that for your wing struts, but made out of little jointed silver pieces.
Okay.
Oddly
So
enough, Cretin de Troyes seems versed in making armor pieces that fit non-human bodies.
Very strange. So it'd be +1 to accuracy and +1 to damage?
Yeah.
Okay, just
Yeah.
make
In addition to whatever it normally is. So if you've already got like attack is might twice plus 5. It would now be might plus twice plus 6.
1 second.
And does double damage to enemies vulnerable to silver.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, did that cost money?
No, he's doing it for free. He's doing it
Oh,
pro
wow.
bono.
And he said he
It would be very expensive, but he
And he
knows what
did
you're using these for.
And he did say he would work with the iron horseshoes if we got it to him.
If you wanted an iron weapon instead.
The iron weapon won't have the same stat bonus as the silver gelding. Gilding a weapon of silver is not like gilding it with gold. It actually does make the weapon better.
Okay.
Whereas
So
gold
iron
makes it
would-
look fancy and hit worse.
So iron would just be something like does double damage against Fey or something.
Yeah, but it wouldn't have the +1 bonuses.
Yeah. No,
You
I'll
could-
stick with silver. I also think out of character it'd be kind of weird for him to have a weapon that basically is super effective against his teammates.
Yeah.
Also true.
I mean, Batman carried around kryptonite.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's because Batman's an asshole.
I mean,
But
we're
he was
already
smart enough
carrying
to keep it
horseshoes
in a-
regardless. Although, what are we doing with the horseshoes?
We could just give it to him and be like, "Here, keep these away from the goblin killing assholes."
He nods and does so.
Wait, but could we set? But hold on, could we turn them into like? I guess did we talk about the battle plan at all?
Not yet. We've pitched a couple of ideas, but we haven't made a concrete plan yet.
So I'm wondering if we could set them up as basically like, what's the term for like the Pokemon move Spikes has like an actual name to it that is a better
Oh,
translation.
caltrops.
Yeah. If
I
we
was
turned
kind
it
of thinking that too. Just scatter horseshoes,
Yeah.
like Home Alone style, through it and wake them up.
Yeah, make
Oh,
iron
God.
kill chips.
They'd be kind of like landmines.
Yeah. Especially because, like, I guess I don't know how many exit points there are from the city underground, but arguably there could be a choke point we would have with them that we could set it up.
Oh yeah, that's something we could ask him. Is that the only entrance that you know?
It's
That's-
it's the main entrance and the one they prefer people use, but they're all boogeymen, so they have other entrances that lead to various parts of town.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Hmm.
Which would make them attacking a very bad thing. They could pop up anywhere.
Hmm.
We could, while they're asleep, sneak in, put buckets of holy water over the doors, and wait for them to rush out. Prank them.
You just got her pranked.
I think we should just go ahead, booby trap the entire square with, at least half the square with the horseshoes. We can do some buckets of the holy water, but keep enough that we can use it as bombardment. Egg them to rush us on, give enough room for Grugan and Duck
and
to
don't
move
forget,
around.
we can scatter the seeds, because that'll distract some of them.
Exactly. Create enough
we could-
distractions and road mines that by the time they physically get to us, we can just
Also-
go ahead and
If we have enough horseshoes, we can also set them up so that they get funneled toward us, like they avoid it, and we're the path of least resistance, and they get herded toward us. Bottle them in a bit.
Yep.
We wouldn't be hurting them as much unless they try to flee that way, but we would make sure they're coming at us instead of trying to flee topside.
sound solid.
Sorry, I'm not trying to dominate the conversation. I'm just really motivated in making sure these don't get out.
Well, makes
Yeah,
sense.
it's fine.
Makes sense, I think, in particular for Duck and Grugan to kind of have the lead for a lot of this.
Grugan's just gonna make sure none of them get up here to, the square where people are. He's like,
Yeah.
however that happens, if you have a plan for it, he's all ears. It seems fine
Well-
to me, so.
If we use the iron shoes and water and seeds as choke points, barriers behind us, so that if any get past, they get delayed by the seed. Put us in the middle as a blender. Keep on hacking through.
Yeah, mainly I just want to funnel them into that, points at Grugan's axe.
And that's assuming they don't hear us going down there making a ruckus.
Also, if any try to get past us, I can do what I did that last time, that new trick where I can stop them in place. At least some of them.
Oh, that'd be good too.
Doesn't last long, but it would be enough to, chop them down maybe.
That's assuming they don't get talking and looking at us.
Oh, yeah, he said something about hypnosis. That might be something we have to worry about too.
Yeah, we'll be fine. I'm not the most terribly worried, because what's a vampire going to be interested in an old skeleton for? Revenge. I'm going to piss them off.
Oh, just an aside. What's our experience point supposed to be?
5 is what I had it at the start.
Okay, because
That's
I
what I
think I
have.
fucked up last time and was counting off of my fabulous points because I'm like, why do I only have? It's like, okay, 4 experience sounds correct, but why do I have 15 fabulous points? That's not right.
Could be right.
You did.
16 now.
You did get a lot of fabulous points last time.
Oh yeah, because of the curse.
And there were so many fucking villains.
That's
Yeah.
true.
We had Ross, we had the 3 knights, we had the 2 leaders that we've met so far of the Red Caps. We had 2 scenes of Ross, technically.
Well, we got a general rough plan. Let's get back in there, scout it out, and start enacting it. No point in waiting. We're burning daylight.
It's gonna be up to the 3 of you to set up the horseshoes.
All
Me and
right.
Grugan are gonna be able to do that.
Yeah.
That's fair. I figured I'd go ahead and do it because they're probably, if they're looking for intruders, going to be on the hunt for the smell of blood in the living, and I, brother, don't have that.
Yeah, true. I'm not sure.
Huh?
Sorry if this is offensive, but have you ever eaten vampire?
I do not believe so. No.
It's hard to eat a vampire because you have to eat them while they're alive, since they tend to
The whole turning to ash
hastily
thing.
decay into ash when they die. Yeah.
I'd be able to use them as a spice.
This.
Seasoning.
Hope it doesn't
Sorry,
go
I'm
on.
just trying to.
No, that's good. All right.
God damn it, Liz.
Sorry, Shout Factory is courting my nostalgia specifically, apparently. They're releasing new Blu-ray and Ultra HD versions of Last Unicorn and Dragonheart.
Oh,
Keep
damn.
that up. That's tasty. Anyways, you guys make your way down to Goblin Town.
I'm gonna say.
Down
Um,
to Goblin Town.
The buildings are deserted, and as you go through them, you realize that the interiors are deserted as well. And I didn't put it in the exposition, but I should have. Vampires, you were told off screen, need to sleep in dirt. And you realize as you're walking through the town that there aren't very many patches of exposed dirt. Everything is paved and covered in cobblestone and all that. The interiors of the houses are covered in cobblestone. The only place that has exposed dirt is far away from the town in a very specific place. Duck, as a goblin, you would know this because you've been to villages like this before. To make sure that their groundwater doesn't get polluted, subterranean goblin villages like this will make very special mausoleums for the dead. Which is where you guys end up heading to. The only place where there is grave dirt for vampires to sleep in, the only place the Redcaps could potentially be sleeping. Fun thing about this map, I didn't make this one myself. So there's a couple of things that aren't how I would do it. But some days some weekends you just gotta save them for yourself. So, you arrive in this even more subterranean chamber, with a far older look than the up top area, as if this is the one part of the Goblin civilization that they haven't really messed with and modernized. And as you enter, you find two doors, two little grave chambers, one to the right and one to the left.
Should we set up any horseshoes here just in case?
I say spill some of the seed here. If they're obsessively compulsed to count it, then they're obsessively compulsed to stay here longer.
So they can't get up the stairs, maybe.
And one of us can chase after them and dispatch them as needed.
Put some horseshoe traps on the stairs.
Yeah, not a bad
Yep.
idea.
If we had string, we could string it across the.
Probably got hempen rope.
Yeah, use some rope to string a couple across like a streamer,
You do have
like police tape.
the entire fucking crate of horseshoes, so I think we're good to do that.
Yeah. Yep.
It's a lot of horseshoes.
You could also liberally douse the ground with holy water.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. Oh, that's another thing. If they're all buried in dirt, we could just pour the holy water into the dirt.
We could also just make a holy water sauna, TT. We could do that. We could do that, right?
Yeah, you could. That was one of the things that was so game breaky but so fucking clever I couldn't say no to it.
Go to the vampire's castle, find the humidifier,
it's just
put in
like,
the holy water,
fuck.
leave.
What an ingenious scheme to fight vampires. Turn a room into a holy water sauna so that when they enter it, they're immediately fucking destroyed. Diabolical. I love it.
It was so fucking good.
How has that not happened in vampire media before? As far as I know, we're the only ones who've had that idea.
We put it in the room with all their potential snacks, so they got extra fucked. We knew they were gonna go there. Oh, that was so funny. Anyway. What's down here? I'll go first since I'm giant and I have a big silver axe now.
Alright. In there you find a sleeping little red cap.
Hmm. He's
Being
like,
So, to stake any of these sleeping red caps, I'm going to need you to succeed a might dex attack of 12.
okay.
That'll stake them and paralyze them, so that way you can do the rest of the deed without them making a ruckus and possibly waking the others up.
My dex isn't the best, so if somebody else wants to do that,
my might isn't the best.
my might is fantastic. My dex is a 6.
Let's see. Let me see.
My might is
could
my
be good.
weakest and my. Oh, sorry.
I have a D10 in both.
I think you'd be
pretty
pretty
good.
good at
That's
it.
probably the best then, yeah.
Makes sense. The grave dragon would be able to be adept at taking out undead.
Here, let me back up.
Some might and dex.
I mean, yeah, you don't have to get there. I forgot. It's not D&D.
Okay. Alright, bala booey, baba booey.
Nice.
Nice.
Exactly what we needed.
Hell yeah. You stake that little bastard, at which point its eyes open wide, and its jaws briefly gnash before sliding open and limp, as it lays there, immobilized and capable of acting, but given how its red eyes are staring at you, clearly also aware. It's not dead, it's just on pause.
Someone kill it already.
The rest of the deed I will allow you to just take your time and do as is necessary. You can stuff that mouthful of garlic, its head off, and light it on fire.
Alright, we'll do that.
Yeah. Don't waste resources.
Then we'll put it in the box.
Ooh.
Ooh, that's a
Alright.
lot of red caps.
Okay. Just for the sake of it, gonna have to keep making those rolls for each one you see. If you fumble one, something might happen. Feel free to use your abundance of Fabula points.
How many Fabula points are we at right now?
I bet it's a lot.
It depends. I used a
I'm at
couple.
16.
Yeah, I've got 15.
You've got so much.
Okay, I'll put mine at 15 then.
Oh, Fabula points aren't necessarily like EXP. You might have different amounts.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, I used a lot,
Yeah,
so I
like-
have like 9.
Yeah, I have 8 then.
And I've been getting a lot because of the curse quirk. Allows me to get 2 instead of 1 when I crit fail, which is the
Alright,
upside of taking that quirk.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, here I go. Rolling again.
Here I go rolling again.
Jeez.
All right.
Yeah, though.
It's weird that it. Yeah. All right. Take it out.
Baba Booey. Oh, cool. I was at the screen the entire time. Damn it, Sam!
Fabula point time.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a good time to use them.
Yeah.
I would honestly re-roll both of those. Those both suck.
Okay. So
You
Yeah, you
only,
can-
really need, you only need one roll point. Sorry.
can I roll both at once, or is it just one?
Yeah,
or
you can
the
you
other?
can you can spend one fabula point and re-roll both of them.
Yeah.
The thing is, you have to take the roll, whatever it is. Want to invoke any bonds or traits?
Can I just invoke every bond of mistrust I have with everyone else to see if that?
Oh yeah, you can
oh,
say
wait.
that you're trying to prove to them that you're reliable.
Yeah. That gets me up to 11.
Well,
Like, you can do something to assist, I think.
the eyes bolt open. And before your wooden stake hits its tiny little heart, the red cap's cowl shreds as its skull pulses and writhes with swollen blood vessels to make a hideous, pustulant lump of bright red flesh on top of its head. At which point, the little fucker jumps and scurries around so that it's behind you all and attacks.
Oh no.
Okay. Initiative, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
Initiative.
There is.
Even with my belt.
It's alright. What is their initiative, actually? It might not be alright.
Critical success.
Oh, yeah, it's alright. You guys got it. Alright, you get to go first.
Do you get anything special for critting initiative?
I'll give you +5 to whatever the fuck you do. I feel like I should reward it. Well, you get to take an opportunity, that's what. Whichever one from the list of opportunities you want.
Let me go look that up. While Flavian does the high speed.
Yeah. Oh, Flavian's trigger finger goes off.
Alright. Achima. Okay. That hits. And he's doubled. Oh, you did some good damage to that little fucker.
Dang.
You put him in crisis.
I would hope so. That was 38 damage.
Very
So,
good.
Could I do the yeah, I'm going to do the advantage opportunity.
Excellent. I like it.
So who wants to take the first turn?
Yeah, Flavian just did his act outside of initiative order thing. Who wants to do first turn in combat?
Do you
First
want me to-
real turn.
Yeah, and with the advantage, or with the advantage you have, the next check performed by you or an ally will receive a +4 bonus.
Okay. Do you want me to hit him?
Sure.
Okay. +4 advantage, you say?
Yeah, the opportunity is called advantage and just as the +4.
So,
Oh, damn.
18, 19, 20, 21 to hit. Did I hit it?
So, you bisect this red cap.
That's 50 damage.
Like, literally just swing that silver axe down and chop it in half hot dog style. Congrats. You defeated the red cap. But as its two halves lie bleeding, it's the jaws of both clack together as a hideous wet rasp comes not from its throat but from the blood pooling on the floor. And you hear the laugh echoing throughout the entire crypt. Although maybe echo's not quite the right word. It's the same laugh from many different throats. And we'll deal with that next time on Currents of War.
Jeez.
Oh boy.
Damn it. God, fuck.